Let's flip through the May pages in my Hobonichi cousin that I use as a daily journal. Hi friends, welcome back to my channel. If you're new here, my name is Tori and today we're going to flip through all of my journaling pages for the month of May. I currently have my Hobonichi in this like A5 size pleather notebook cover. This is from Archer and Olive. I am not sure when though. I don't think it's available any longer. I was actually looking for my clear cover that I originally had it in and came across this one and tried to see if I would like it. I am still looking for that clear cover though because I kind of want to have less on the outside of it because my notebook itself is getting quite bulky and it's getting a little heavy to have a full cover on it. So I wanted to get one of those plastic covers. Well, I have a plastic cover. I just can't find where I put it. So right now I am trying this situation out. I've got a bunch of stickers in this pocket right here. And then I don't know if I had this on this 2025 when I did my April flip through or not, but if I didn't, this is new too. But yeah, let's kind of jump right into it. I still got all of my main pages marked with these Midori index tabs. So the first section that I have marked is my hobby section. And here is May. And I actually, kind of looking month over month, I've been doing a lot better. And I've got kind of a little pattern going for the month of May. And I was super excited about that. For June, I made one change to this with the way that I was, with what I was tracking and the order in which I was tracking it. And I talked about that in my June setup video. But yeah, May came out pretty decent. For my monthlies for May, I filled in every single day. I was very excited about that, especially because I think in April, no, I filled them all in April too. It was back in March where I just utterly failed at my monthly. Except for this picture. I love this picture so much. Or this doodle. And then I think I had a few missing days in February as well. So I managed to fill in all of April. And I also filled in all of May. And for May, I actually started putting some of the stickers that were coming in on orders that I received. Like these two were from the Coffee Monsters Co. And this one was from another stationery store based out of California. It doesn't have like their name on it. I don't know if I know how to pronounce this correctly, but it's from Baumkuchen, I think. I may have butchered that. I'm not sure. But this is what they put on their packaging. So I went ahead and just ripped that off and stuck it right in my journal. I do love the way that this came out. I will say, and I think I talked about this in my May setup, that I might have issues with this washi tape because it kept like peeling up while I was setting it up. It has been a struggle for the entire month. Like this washi tape has almost zero stick on the ends and it made me absolutely mad. Like I was so upset anytime I opened my journal and it was sticking. Thankfully, I did not pay for this washi tape. It was a freebie in an order I received, but I'm pretty sure that I ended up just handing it right to my daughter. I was like, you can have this. Do whatever you want with it. And I just gave it to her. But yeah. Otherwise, after I like re-glued everything down, it was fine, but I did have to take extra steps, essentially. For my weeklies, I did stick with the same method as I was doing in previous months. I did end up making a change for the month of May. So this was the last week of April / first week of May. So May starts on this page. For the actual first full week of May, I did make like little trackers down here at the bottom to track my blood sugar levels. And then I also added a tracker up here for vitamins and then a checkbox for my long-acting insulin down here as well. And I ended up doing this because I had not set up my bullet journal yet for the month of May. And I don't think I set it up until like probably the 10th. Because I have like a little section right here that says filmed for YouTube. So I probably set that up on the 10th. So because I didn't have any place to mark these things off, and they're things that I actually need to mark off to make sure that I did them, because I have no memory whatsoever and I will forget if I took my insulin already. I like to be able to make sure that I mark it off. I also want to get better at actually writing down my blood sugar levels. So I thought maybe if I had them in my actual Hobonichi, which I am in most out of all of my journals, that maybe it would remind me to write them off. You can see I periodically do. I've got some really good days and some really bad days, and some days where I didn't even do it at all. I am checking my blood sugar, just not writing down what it is. So these weeks, I had pre-set up little corner spots right here. And this month is what made me decide not to do anything for my weeklies for June, because I wanted to decorate it, and I started actually like adding more decoration in the month of May. But it was clashing, I think, with the decorations that I had already set up. So that's why for June, I decided to not pre-decorate my weekly, so that way I could just decorate them however I was feeling. I did start adding videos when I had new videos scheduled to upload. But yeah, I'm pretty much doing the exact same thing, just kind of writing key moments throughout the day. Some things that I don't write in my daily journaling about, other things I do expand upon in my daily journaling. But for the most part, it's just day-to-day things. This right here is the last week of May, and you can see I didn't even touch these charts down here at all. But yeah, this is another week where I was adding some decoration to the weekly, and I felt like it clashed a lot with this. So that's why I decided for the following week to not preset it up. And this is what this current week looks like. It's actually Saturday the 7th. And I decorated this with one of the Coffee Monsters Co. kits. And I love it. I think it looks so cute, and it's not clashing with anything because I didn't preset anything up for this week. I don't have anything set up for the following weeks because I'm doing them, as they arrive. I may set something up tomorrow, but for the most part, I'm just doing it week by week as of right now. That is the last day for the weeklies. Let's go ahead and jump into my daily pages. Even though I had such a hard time dealing with this washi tape throughout the month, I love the way that this cover page came out, and I am still super happy with it. Throughout the month of May, anytime I got a new ink, I think I also swatched it in this notebook as well. So I think that we'll see a lot of ink swatching. This day I had a long day and just made a list of everything that I did so that I could feel like I had accomplished something. This little sleepy speechmoji dude is one of my favorites. It's actually, I think, probably the most used speechmoji sticker that I have made for myself. I had made these Bubble Alpha stickers. You can see I used some right here to sticker out like the month and long day. So I actually used it entirely for my titles on this page. This is my Highland Cow Boba. I don't have a real Highland Cow, obviously, but he's one that I have been doodling all over lately, not necessarily in my notebooks, but like on my iPad. I've been making cute little stickers with him. And I named him Boba. My friend bought me a Highland Cow stuffy, and I've just been utterly loving him. And my daughter and I named him Boba. So we made him into like little doodles and stickers. And I call him my just nope it cow. And this is probably... This little tiny section right here is probably my favorite part of the whole month, honestly. I love him so much. And then I wrote about how my friend gifted me with a little Highland Cow stuffy. I was watching The Pit on, I think HBO Max, I think is where that show is at, which is a wild show. Definitely not kid appropriate because they show a lot of stuff in that show. It is a medical drama. Talking about coffee, and then my son had his Latin dance club performance. My father-in-law had recently got some candies that he said was helping my mother-in-law's blood sugar when it was dropping really low. So he gave my husband a little baggie of it. And this was the candy that I doodled out here so I could write about that. I took a nap on the 3rd, and then I didn't write anything else. So I think later in the week I came back and just added this big old washi sticker, which actually is just so pretty. I don't remember where I got this washi sticker from, but I love it. The 4th was a migraine day, so I just kind of wrote about having a migraine and not wanting to do anything, and that I loved this pen and ink combo so much, which is this pen right here. It's a Lamy, and this is a fine nib, and I believe I have Robert Oster's Muddy Grass in it, and it's just, the combo is just so good. I love it so much. On the 5th, and for I think several days afterwards, I've actually started adding to-do lists to my Hobonichi because, again, I had not set up my bullet journal, and that's usually where I put all my to-do lists. So you'll see for the next several days, I've got to-do lists and then all my journaling on the right-hand side. I'm still doing the bubble alphas, the wonky bubble alphas as my titles, and then just doing a to-do list area on this side. I got another Coffee Monsters co-order, but this time I placed the sticker in my actual journaling page. Literally the exact same thing happening on this side. I got samples in. This was the Bubble Alpha sample and the Torey Letters sample that I just launched in my Etsy shop for stamps. Here is one of the boba stickers that I made, and this one up here is another boba sticker that I made as well. He's such a cutie. I love him. Another to-do list talking about dinner. On the 7th, I've got another very long to-do list, which it looks like I actually finished everything on. Go me. More bubble alphas, talking about low blood sugar, an UGG day at work, and new inks. I believe this page actually, at least this part of this page, the new inks portion, was part of a journaling vlog that I did as well. Another sleepy speech emoji, a reading speech emoji, and a workout speech emoji. And then my boba faces, I think is what I called this sticker set. I don't have any of these on my Etsy shop. I mostly just made them for myself, and I've not really seen much interest in them, so I've not posted them on there, but I am just using the heck out of them. I love them so much. I doodled out a speech emoji with a low glucose monitor here, and loved this so much that I actually turned it into a sticker. And we'll probably see that later on as well. This was my Torey alphas. I turned them into stickers, and this was me kind of testing them out. And then an idea for what I'm going to do for a one little word catch-up video for the members of this channel. That'll be my first members only video. I just kind of need to actually get around to filming it. I've got another to-do list over here, and then some more exercising. I actually loved this little light bulb so much that I also turned that into a sticker for myself so that I could use it again. I've got a little quote speech emoji that I used here to kind of write down one of the quotes that Roberto said. I got a new ink. This is the Sailor Shikiori, and it's Yutsubame, I think is how you say that. I looked it up and practiced saying it for like probably 30 minutes when I first got this ink. And, you know, this was May 9th. I already forgot, so I apologize if I said that incorrectly. But I asked my husband what he thought of it, and this little quote right here was his response, and he said, "It's kind of like a winey pink." And I was like, that's perfect, because that's exactly how I was hoping it would look. So I am quite pleased with that. I took another nap. Apparently I've just been taking a lot of naps lately. And then managed to get absolutely nothing done, and then doodled out another speech emoji dude with a sad face. Still loving coloring in my bubble alphas with my colored fountain pen inks. It's a really good way for me specifically to use up colored fountain pen inks, or to use them in general, because I'm not like, I can handle small little clips of writing in the colored fountain pen ink, but the full pages of writing, at least right now in my life, I cannot get behind. Like, it makes me anxious. Is that weird? I think that's weird, but whatever. So I do love them and the colors that I've been getting, but in order to use them, I will just save them for like little tiny excerpts, or I will use them to color in my titles, which is right now currently my absolute favorite way to use them. And I think I've talked about that previously as well. On the 10th, I got an order in from Atlas Stationers. I have another to-do list over here, another sleepy dude. I made a bunch of stickers, and I made myself some sticker sheet stickers so that I could document when I made stickers, and I wrote about that. I finally got my Forgotten Iced Coffee ink in from the Coffee Monsters Co. and Esterbrook collaboration, so I wrote about that as well. This is one where I kind of did a little bit more colored ink journaling, but I really wanted to try this ink out, so I kind of made an exception for that one. And then immediately went over to just using it to color in my titles. This was Mother's Day, I believe. Pretty sure this was Mother's Day. Yeah, because we went to Longhorn Steakhouse on Mother's Day. And I believe I have this one in a journaling vlog as well. This is the doodle I was talking about back here, where I said I liked it so much that I made it into a sticker. That's what it looked like when I doodled it out. And then that's what the sticker looks like. I love him. He's so cute. And it says low, and then I also made a high version for myself. But I find that I'm using the low version more than I'm using the high version lately. We went to Longhorn Steakhouse. I just kind of filled in because on the 10th, I believe that's when I set up my bullet journal. On the 11th, I just started using this side that I was putting my to-do list on. I just put full decoration over here and just little tiny excerpts. I did have a lavender matcha, an iced lavender matcha, and it was so good, so I wrote about that as well. This, on the 12th, was another rough blood sugar day, so I didn't have too much journaling because I did not get a lot done this day. I got another order in and just filled about a quarter of this page with stickers from an Etsy shop. And then over here on the other side of the page, I was kind of planning out more of that members only video that I mentioned earlier, where I was going to catch up on my one little word. And so far I've got at least 2 spreads planned out. So I want to do a vision board spread, and I want to do a calm watercoloring spread in there, like surrounding the word calm, because that's my word of the year. So I want to have at least 3 or 4 spreads that I'm going to do before I actually film it. So I'm still thinking on the rest of that. I have on Tuesday the 13th, I was doing a lot of online like learning classes for work. So I spent a portion of my day doing that. I didn't really have a lot to talk about. So I talked about what I was currently reading. I tried to indent my words and like left a massive space over here. Like I went over 1 row further than I should have, and just used this section over here just for straight up decoration. These are stickers that I got last year. So I've been trying to go through my stuff and actually use stickers that I've had for a while. And I find that I really like using these types of things in my Hobonichi because it's not got to have the same theme for every day. So I can literally do it whatever I want. And I love that. On the 14th, I was tired. So I made a title that said "So Tired" and then just wrote about how utterly exhausted I was. And then I have these moth stickers. I think it's from this same Etsy shop, but I can't remember the name off the top of my head. I will link that shop down in the description box below though. These are like moth stickers that I got from there, and I love them. So I just drew like a little, or I didn't draw them, but I just stuck them down in a nice little pattern, and I like this page a lot. I had a really bad day on Thursday the 15th. So instead of writing about how bad my day was, I made a little page and made a list of all of the positive things that happened that day. So I had written that today sucked. So here's a list of all of the parts that didn't suck so I can remember the positive. And I wrote about my friend bringing me or buying me lunch from the olive tree. I visited one of my favorite stationery stores after work and bought a gift for my friend that bought me lunch. And then I took an afternoon nap and I signed up for a watercolor class, which was me being very, very brave because I don't usually sign up to do things by myself. And it was something that I would have to be doing by myself. So, and spoiler alert, I had a great time. And I'll actually show you the watercolor stuff that I did because it's in here already. Because it's, what is it? It's June 7th right now. So we're a couple days into the month of June already. So I've already got that documented in here. This was an ink that I got that I mentioned right here going to that stationery store. I got this ink. It's Andoryllium Shoebill Stork Gray. And it's a really pretty gray ink. So I love it. I swatched it out in here and wrote about how I was shocked that I didn't actually have a gray fountain pen ink yet. So when I went to the stationery store, I went ahead and grabbed one. And then I just stuck a no time to write sticker down over here because I don't even remember what happened on Friday the 16th. Let's see. Friday the 16th looked pretty busy. I did a lot of stuff, but I guess I just didn't have any time to write anything down, which, whatever, it happens. And I love these stickers from the Coffee Monster Co. that says no time to write, so I used it. On the 17th, we went to the beach, first beach trip of 2025. So I documented going to the beach, and I actually doodled all of the things that I ate or ingested, I guess, this day. So near one of our beaches, there is a local pizza place, and right next to that pizza place is a coffee shop that I've never been to, and I actually have a video documenting this coffee trip as well, since it is a local coffee shop. I will put that up here if you're interested in watching that too. And then we went to, where did we go? I don't remember where we went to eat. This might have been Chili's. We went out to Chili's to celebrate my stepson's birthday. It was several days prior. It was like a week, maybe a little bit more prior, but we did not have him. So when we got him again on this, I think it was this evening, the 16th, we took him out to dinner at Chili's, and this is what I got. So I had a Greek pizza, a dirty iced chai, and a guiltless 6-ounce sirloin steak and asparagus. So I tried to doodle everything out, and I actually am quite pleased with the way that this page came out. On Sunday the 18th, we played Uno No Mercy. I bought it recently, probably like 2 weeks prior to this, and it was just kind of like sitting in our little game area. I thought that the kids would love it. I accidentally wrote Uno Attack first because we have Uno Attack, but I don't think we've ever played it. But it's called Uno No Mercy. It actually ended up being down to me and my stepson, and he won. And I'm so competitive. So I was a little upset about it, but it was a good game, and it lasted like 2.5 hours. And my son had 2 meltdowns. Luna kept getting distracted and walking away. Like, it was a lot of fun, though. It was a lot of fun. I took another nap. Let's see. I ordered a gift for my friend's daughter's birthday, and then my husband finally had moved his smoker back out to the backyard because we had it in the garage for hurricane season from last year. So it had been in the garage for like a year. So he finally moved it back to the backyard, and he smoked us some delicious food for dinner. On the 19th, I got some washi in, and then I also just wrote about my very ugh day. Today was a very ugh day, is how I started that. Yeah, nothing really good happened, but nothing really super bad happened, I guess. I don't know, it was just very ugh. So I made a little side title, used some of this washi tape from Paper Minty Studio, and then just kind of wrote a little bit about the things that I did manage to do. On the 20th was award ceremonies for my kids, so I wrote about that. I also got, did I use this color yet? It's not a new fountain pen color, but I finally put it in a pen and used it to color in my words here, and it is Robert Oster and Atlas Stationers Polar Vortex, and it's really, really pretty purple. It's like purpley blue, but on my papers it shows up more of like a lavender purple, and I like it a lot. I did a lot of filming this day as well because I was off work for the awards ceremonies. And then Luna and I had a little bit of a mommy-daughter day while we were waiting for Oliver's ceremony so that we could go pick him up. On Wednesday, it was just a no day. So just, nope, not doing it today. And then I just stuck a bunch of pictures on the page, and that was it. On the 22nd, I worked for 13 hours between my regular day job and then doing like stuff for my Etsy shop. And I was utterly exhausted. So 13 hours of work plus exhaustion equals rage clean. And then down here, I wrote a little caption in some blue ink or teal ink. I think this is teal waistband. It just says, I threw away things that I probably shouldn't have. Oh well, the kitchen is clean though. So there we go, I guess. On the 23rd, we went out to the movies with my friend and her daughter. It was her daughter's birthday, so we went to watch the new Lilo and Stitch movie, which was an adventure all in itself because the movie theater that we went to was having like all sorts of issues. So we were actually sitting in a dark movie theater for an hour, like with the movie just not. There was no previews. Like, I guess they had like a power outage, and like things were supposed to be coming back up soon. But we ended up sitting in that theater for over an hour, just waiting, and it didn't end up ever starting, and they had to come and like move everybody out of that theater and take us to another theater, and basically just wouldn't let anybody buy tickets to that time. So it was interesting, to say the least. But we did end up playing telephone with the kids because there was my whole family there, and then my friend's family was there. So we had, I think, a total of 4 kids, and 4 kids and 4 adults. So we had 2 adults sitting on either side of all of the kids, and we were just going back and forth playing a game of telephone, and it was just outrageous, the kind of stuff that was coming out at the end of it. I also got an order in from Baumkuchen, and it was the and Liebe. My husband told me how to pronounce this, and I think I'm pronouncing it wrong. I got a little pen holder, and it's so beautiful. I love it so much. So I stuck that sticker in there, and I tried to mimic the logo. My prompt, I actually did a prompt this day. It says, what is something you prefer to buy the store brand of or a knockoff version of? And I wrote about peanut butter filled pretzels. Like, my favorite version of peanut butter filled pretzels are actually the Target brand version of it, because the pretzels are super thin and they're my favorite. On the 24th, it was the actual birthday party. So we went to see Lilo and Stitch to celebrate my friend's daughter's birthday, but her actual birthday party was on the 24th. So I'd helped with a scavenger hunt and made these little kind of cards, and we hid little Sanrio characters. And basically what I did was whichever character they were looking for, I made like a little speech bubble and put a picture of the character. And then we put a hint as to where in the neighborhood the kids could find that character. So it says, you'll find me. And then I put at Anna's birthday party, and I just love it so much. It was so cute. And they searched for My Melody, Hello Kitty, Kuromi. Like they all had their own little cards. I actually think I have them still. So these were all the versions that I made. Just, I guess, a little self-plug here. How did I do this? So it was 6. We had 2 groups of kids. Each of them were finding 3 characters. So I just basically, when they found, like, so as an example, when they found My Melody, her little tiny character was in, and they looked like this, actually. This, like, so if they were looking for Kuromi, like, we handed them one card, and it would have been this card, and it would say, like, you'll find me here, and then Kuromi would be with the Kuropi card, or something like that. And then they would follow the clue to find Kuropi, and Kuropi would be with the next character's card. So it was really fun, and I had a really fun time making these for her so that we could use it. And the kids loved it. We have like a whole video of them running around the neighborhood trying to find all of the characters, and it was a good time all around. I got another new ink. I should probably stop buying ink. I have a little bit of a problem now. Oh, goodness. So I swatched that out here as well. On the 25th, I went to a local journal meetup. So I wrote about this. I think this is in a journaling vlog as well, actually. And I got a washi tape shop order, so I unboxed that as well and just kind of wrote about the actual journaling meetup. On the 26th, I wrote about buying stuff to make new bags. I bought a pattern, and then I also bought some like really, really pretty custom printed canvas fabric off of a Facebook group. And I should get it within like 6 to 12 weeks or something like that. And I'm so excited. It's gorgeous fabric. So I purchased stuff for that, and I'm going to be making a bag for me and my friend. And then I am talking about a ink and pen combo here. I finally got the Diatramentis ink bottle in, and I paired it with, I think, a Jinhao 10, but I ended up like hating it because it dried up like within like hours. So I put it in a new pen, and I'm using that now. On the 27th, I got some more washi tape in, and then I also did a prompt about, let's see, what does that say? Is there a class you have been wanting to take, e.g. pottery? And I said, actually, yes. I've always wanted to take different creative classes, and there are 2 that I currently have already signed up for 2025. One of them was a watercolor class, and then I also signed up to do a calligraphy class with one of my friends. And we will be doing that, I think, in July is when that's happening. So I'm very excited for both of those. This one I already did, but I was still very excited to go. And then just random tidbits about my day as well. The 28th was another super busy day, so I just kind of wrote about how tired I was. On the 29th, I did another prompt. This one I actually wrote quite a bit about, and the prompt was, do you think it's worse to constantly dwell on the past or to constantly worry about the future? And I said, I think it's worse to dwell on the past, because if you're dwelling on the past, you're living in the past. Whereas if you're worrying about the future, at least you're still kind of in the present. I wrote more than that, but that's kind of the gist of it. I also made Mississippi roast in the crock pot. I tried to draw that out, but like, I don't know what that looks like. I finally got the Tabletop Treasures washi tape that I had pre-ordered in, and the little pen rest that was available for pre-order as well. I got those in on this day as well. On the 30th, I made a bunch of stamp designs, had a migraine for most of the day, and my daughter asked me if she could draw in my planner as well, my journal as well. So she's got a little excerpt right there of a drawing that she drew for me. Here is another picture that she brought me on the following day, on the 31st. And she specifically told me that she drew me this coffee cup to put in my journal. So I taped it in here with some washi tape so that I could kind of flip up and still actually do my journaling. This one is all color for the most part, and I actually used a bunch of stickers and washi and just really decorated this page. I started watching Doctor Who with my husband on Disney Plus. We deep cleaned and decluttered my daughter's bedroom, and then this first section right here is just about the little picture that she drew me. And I thought it was very sweet. I actually really like this page, even though there is a lot of color on it, because I think that the inks that I chose match these stickers perfectly. Like this pink and this blue in the sticker, like they match really, really well. And then I think that's it. Yeah, here's June. This is the watercolor class that I went to that I chatted about a little bit earlier. And I printed out pictures and actually put those in. So that's what it looks like. And those are the drawing or the paintings that I finished in the class. I'd also made a bunch of stickers this day, and I put these in here as well. But that's all I have for this month's flip through. I would love to know if you have a favorite page down in the comments below, what that page is. I think my favorite is still just my boba. Where is he at? I'm in April. I love this page so much, just for him. Hi, Boba. All right, that's all I have for today. Again, I would love to know your thoughts down in the comments below. Thank you so much for joining me today. I hope you have a wonderful rest of your day, and I hope to see you in my next video. Bye.